Hi, I'm Kimberly, and I went through over 10 years of severe chronic illness, and one of the things that I had was severe noise sensitivity, and I literally lived in these headphones for a long time. It was sensitivity to just somebody closing a cabinet, to sharp noise, to absolutely anything and everything, even in the room next door with the door closed, pillows shoved under the door. That was my life, my reality for a long time. I've since brain retrained out of this, along with doing other things like alkalosis breathing or a Wim Hof style breathing, cold therapy, meditation, NAET, a whole bunch of different things to eradicate all of the things that I was experiencing. And so here right now, I was just going to replace the pads in these headphones, and I thought that I would chat with you guys while I was doing this. So I watched a video like last week on how to replace this. So let's see if I could do this. I know this pops out, but while I was doing this, I just thought I would talk about the different things that I experienced, mostly with sound sensitivity. So this is absolutely not an ad, but this is Bose headphones comfort. I'll put the link of what they are down below. I researched for a while to make sure that I was getting ones that I wouldn't hurt my head, because the noise sensitivity, but I also had chronic ear infections and headaches and pain in my ears. I no longer need to wear these for noise sensitivity, but they are a great tool in my life now that I have them around. They're just my headphones that I use for everything. I don't use the like AirPods or anything like that. These are the only things that I will use, and for travel, they are wonderful. These have literally traveled the world with me, and are just such a wonderful tool to have. I started experiencing noise sensitivity like pretty early on in my journey, which was I started having severe chronic illness in 2006, to where it was stopping my life, to where I had an anaphylactic shock, and then I dropped out of school, and then that just was like the whole road down to figuring out what was going on, getting a Lyme diagnosis, and into 2009, and then that bringing me all over the place with different doctors and things. The noise sensitivity was something that amplified over the years as my other experiences or symptoms amplified. And then when I started healing overall and doing the brain retraining, this was something that I really was like, okay, this is like stopping me in my life. Like going out to a store, going out, but a restaurant, oh my God, a restaurant, not just with the noise, but also with the light sensitivity was insane. Just the movement, if a fan was going and the flicker of the light above it, creating that shadow, was just way too much. But like loud noises, just different types of noises, it was like impossible to try to understand language when there was all those sounds going on. So what the noise canceling headphones did was I could still hear, obviously, through them, and I wouldn't have any music on. I was just had the noise canceling effect on with these over my ears. I would also often wear earplugs underneath them. Actually, like in my case, in the little pocket, I have earplugs. That did not work. I have earplugs in there, so that I could wear them underneath these. And I would also often wear like a hat over them. So that was it was embarrassing. It was hard to initially get over the fact that like I had to go out wearing these, and people are probably like, what the heck is this girl doing with these headphones on, when she's sitting at a table at a restaurant, or walking through the store, and like it just it felt awkward. It was something that I had to kind of just get over, and if I was going to go out of the house and live any kind of life, just suck it up and be like, well, this is my me, this is my reality. And I know that with a lot of things, that's just kind of what happens with with chronic illness when you have these sensitivities that not everybody's going to understand. A lot of people aren't going to understand. Even the people that are in your direct life are still kind of like, I don't really totally get it. That, you know, it's like a bit of an embarrassment to, you know, go out and have your tools with you that you need, or your, you know, I need to take a break, I need to go to the car, I need to leave early. These are all like realities of healing, and, you know, things that did not last forever for me. Now I literally could go out and go anywhere and do anything. And I remember like the first few times where I was like fully like immersed in what I was doing, and then it just like hit me that, oh my God, I'm like in one of my futurizations right now. Like I freaking did it. I'm here. I, you know, would be in a loud place with flashing lights, with lots of people, with lots of different noises going on, fully understanding a conversation that was going on. And it was just like mind blowing, because I was working on this for years with the brain retraining, with all the other things that I was doing. And it was just like, I had so many of those moments where I was like, oh my God, this is my vision board moment. Oh my God, this is my vision board moment. This is my brain retraining moment. The futurizations that I was doing. And it's just like truly incredible. So those moments where I was going through the embarrassments and really putting the work in to get through something, to get into just outside of my comfort zone, just within my training zone still, but just outside of my comfort zone, so that I could go out and experience life. I could train myself that this is safe, that my body my limbic system is reacting in a way that it's non-beneficial, that it doesn't need to be reacting in. And I was able to move on and to go into another phase of life. Something that I think I was kind of like, there's like this visual that I had in my mind when I was brain retraining, that I was gonna like, when I was gonna have like this party and this day where everybody was gonna come together. And like I saw specifically with brain retraining with this room where I was up like giving a speech and telling my story and talking about what was going on. And that was always kind of, I guess, in the back of my mind, that I was gonna be continuing to share my story and talking about things. I don't know like how consciously that was, that this was going to be what it is today, but it's kind of funny that now that I'm thinking about it, that was something I brain retrained on. And I saw like my different practitioners that were truly helping me, my family members, my friends, people that were there in different phases of life, and even the people that doubted me. There was somebody that said like, invite your like biggest skeptic or your biggest enemy or whoever to the front row of this. And so I kind of saw that, and I saw myself giving a speech and like celebrating and like, oh my gosh, like all this stuff. And of course that never happened. And like what actually happened was that most people, like the people that were in my direct vicinity, my immediate family members, friends, they understood it. However, I had very little people in my life when I was, you know, couch ridden, bedridden, you know, very secluded in my own space all the time. So most of the people then that, you know, are in my life now, who I gained in my life, who came into my life after healing, were people that that didn't know me during this journey. So when I first went and became a whitewater raft guide, I was like around people who were in their early 20s, who were, you know, like just totally engrossed in their own life stuff, and, you know, hadn't had any kind of experiences like this ever. And when I talked about various aspects of it, I didn't go deep into things. I didn't say too much, but when I did touch on things, or if I did get into a deep conversation with somebody about it, it was just like, they just really couldn't comprehend everything that I had gone through. And that's just been like a continuous thing, is that like nobody that hasn't been through this can understand what that is. And so it was kind of, I think, like a moment for me, like, wait a minute, I did this huge accomplishment. Like, this is like the Olympics of coming out of of coming out of a severe chronic disease, and like, and now like, now I'm cold plunging, and now I'm like holding my breath for 4 minutes, and now I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm powering up mountains, and I'm all of a sudden able to run like 5 miles in a row, which I never could before. And it was like, I am in the Olympics of this, and I'm, you know, getting the gold medal. I got my life back. But there was no like celebration behind it, which kind of felt like, oh, this is kind of strange. You know, it felt kind of lonely again. And I think that's just part of the healing journey, you know, is that just being able to know for ourselves that we did this. Because, I mean, if you think about other accomplishments and things that people have in life when they get like a job promotion, you know, people be excited for you, but nobody's gonna really know what that feels like except for you. Your spouse might be really, really ecstatic about it. You know, like maybe a colleague at work who's, you know, in a good position at work might be really excited about it. But for the most part, like most people just, you know, they aren't gonna quite understand. Like people have retirement parties, like big, you know, milestones in life, weddings, you know, big birthday parties, that those things people can understand but for the most part, I think like a lot of this stuff that we're doing in life is kind of that inner stuff. Graduations, I think, would be like the closest comparison to like, you know, coming out of chronic illness and having this celebration where people really understand, like, oh, you just went to school for 4 years, or you just went to school for 6 years or 8 years to, like, you know, really put this work in to get this thing. And there's like a very definitive, like, I did this moment, you know, here's the certificate. And I think that with chronic illness, there isn't that moment of here's the certificate. And for example, when I was going through my stuff, there was like different, almost like phases of like graduate levels or classes that I was in. So, you know, it was like, okay, one of the main like ones where I was like, oh, I promoted to the next thing was when I started driving again, and I got a lot of my you know, freedom back to bring myself where I wanted to. And in the beginning, it was kind of like getting your training wheels on at a first job or something like that. Like everything felt big and scary. You know, I was only able to do little bits here and there. But then it grew. Then I was able to, you know, the training continued. Things felt easier. I was able to do more, drive longer distances more often, you know, more like spontaneously. And then like another big milestone for me was when I moved to Tahoe and I became a whitewater raft guide. And that was like huge graduation moment, huge like moment of like, oh my God, you know, I can't believe I'm here. There were those few people that acknowledged it, but most people had no idea. And it's not like an internship where you go in and people are like, oh, this person just graduated out of like college, like there's kind of an understanding of where they're at. No, it's like, okay, now I'm here and I'm expected to do what everybody else is expected to do, you know, to take on the job like everybody else is. So it felt like a little bit more pressure for me, but that felt like a certificate moment to me as well. Was like when I became a whitewater raft guide and went through the training for that, it was like, wow, like, okay, I'm here. Another certificate moment was later that year. So that was in April of 2021, but in December of 2021, I added dairy back into my diet. And that was my last food sensitivity that I was bringing back into my system. There was a lot of fear around dairy, a lot of reactions around dairy, and I did it. And so that was another certificate moment for me. It was, okay, here you go, you did it. You brought the last food item back into your diet. So yeah, there was different like phases through the years where things, you know, at the beginning when I was first brain retraining and first doing all these other things, it was very much like little like subtle things where I didn't even always notice them, but somebody else would notice, you know, like, oh wow, you just had your noise canceling headphones off for the last 20 minutes and you were able to sit here until like your brain got overwhelmed, and then it was like, okay, time to put them on, give myself a break. That was where my training zone was at the time, but I wouldn't notice it, or wouldn't notice that I even had them off at first for a while. It was those little tiny things. So, you know, oh, I'm under a bright light for a little bit and it wasn't bothering me. I didn't even notice it. There were multiple sounds going on in the room and I was able to listen to what somebody was saying. Like I literally couldn't understand people's conversations. So there was all those like little tiny subtle things that were like kind of noticed at first, and those were those little tiny milestones, and then they turned into bigger ones and bigger ones until, you know, from 2017 when I first started brain retraining, really got into it in 2018, and then by 2021 of December I had added my last food back in and really felt like, wow, like I can really do anything. I have no ties, no bounds like to anything. I'm on no medications. I don't need to take any supplements. I am fully able to eat anything I want, go anywhere I want, eat anything I want, do anything I want, whenever I want. That was like my big affirmation, and it happened. I'm sitting in front of a big bright ring light right now, and you know, it's just life now. So it's there, and the little moments, you know, will build into bigger ones. Your brain will learn that it's safe. Your limbic system will learn that it's safe. Your nervous system will start responding in different ways, sending different chemicals out to the body. So telling the body that it is, you know, safe. It's running on beneficial programs. It's doing things the way that it had done in the past, before these non-beneficial pathways and responses came into life. And it's all there. It's all happening. It's all happening in your own time, in your own way. And, I'm just here to say that you are doing an amazing job, that these people that are around us and outside of us will maybe never understand or maybe never see what we have done, but I do, and the other people that are here that have been through this are also aware. And you have all the power within you to heal yourself. And you are doing what you need to do, listening to your intuition and knowing what is absolutely right for you. So I am so incredibly proud of you for where you've got yourself today. Even watching this video is like, and especially if you got to this point in this video, is like such a testament to what you are doing for yourself. And regardless of how many people are in your audience are able to see what you have done, you are doing it. If you are interested in reaching out to me and chatting to me one-on-one about any of this stuff, my links are down below for coaching if you would like some support in that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.